Okay, so to get a good look and understand the sine wave a little bit better, if you look at, let's see here, let's say like the 5G tower, right? And then you got these little towers here. These towers here have the signia of the Vatican when they have the cross, and then they have the triple cross and the double cross. Basically, when they put that stuff on things, that's the clue that tells you what is actually causing it, like what's causing the sine wave, what's causing the electromagnetic, like the disruptor that's causing the one to use the half brane from the 8, which is the infinity sign, to just the S, which is just the sine wave. So if you look at around in your town, just by knowing what their symbols are, which ones and what devices are being used, just by knowing what their symbols are on. So if you look in the Vatican, they have the triple cross, and then the regular one is crossed and confused, which is the regular cross. And you got that on there. That's why, like, even the Bible, for instance, has a lot of contradictions in it. They tell you, thou shalt not kill. And then they tell you, go stone a drunkard teenager that likes to drink alcohol. Just go stone them in the square and stuff like that. So essentially, it's very telling because they don't hide it. They just put it in your face in plain sight. So that right there runs through all your neighborhoods. And if you notice that all those electrical lines run through all your neighborhoods, so it's creating like a grid over all the cities. All the cities have them, and it's got the cross symbol on it, signifying cross and confused, half brane, S wave, partially like decompartmentalized, or discombobulated or discombobulation. So the moon also is a projection. It's something that we should probably talk about. We shouldn't get into that because a lot of people don't understand what the moon is, and if they did, they would have to study a lot of shit. I studied a lot of shit about the moon to understand what it is, but it also sends down the sine wave also, and then so does just about everything that you consume, like your computers, your phones, everything is damaging to the 8, which is basically your infinite self. Your infinite self is being basically damaged, like into like a discombobulated, like half brane or whatnot. And this is the new tower. So ultimately, you just have a bunch of towers everywhere, and people are being put on lockdown, and that is like the Matrix, and it's like the cube of Saturn. And all of those different things are involved to keep people basically as a slave, and it's a slave of the mind, because once you go 8 and you turn into your infinite self, you have a way out of it. Everything has a remedy, but your natural ability to have this ability naturally is what's being disrupted. So people are just being taught to be lazy, so they don't go out and work on themselves to make themselves come into the 8 mindset, which is just basically turning on your pineal gland and rising above all this nonsense. So yeah, they got towers everywhere. The first one started the grid that kept everybody like pretty much S-brained, and then you have these new towers, which is going to pretty much be the finisher. So just take a look around sometimes, and you'll see these have the fallen angel triangles in it. So these have the pyramids, and then the other ones got the crosses. So the culprits have the symbols in them. That's all you gotta look for, is what the culprit is. The culprit has the symbolism in it. They hide it in plain sight. Stay away.